This is the real news. Alejandro Nieto, a scholarship student, a security guard, and community activist, was murdered by the San Francisco Police Department for eating a burrito in a gentrified neighborhood that used to be the Varrio. We demand justice. My name is Benjamin Bach Sierra, and Alex was my best friend brother. And that is what we called each other, brother. Alex was a beautiful soul. We cannot depend on the biased media to tell the truth. So here you can see for yourself who he really was. On this channel, to see who he really and truly was as a human being, watch the videos. San Fran Carnaval 2013. March 4th, the poem, and also the Alex Nieto Vigil. Then you will see the truth of what a beautiful soul this human being was in real life. He was always involved in powerful, inspiring community activities. On Saturday, March 29th, 2014, we will march from the San Francisco Mission Cultural Center at 3 p.m. to the place where Alejandro was murdered in Bernal Heights. Please join us, because the only thing the San Francisco Police Department will respect is our en masse power and unity. Let me tell you the story of what happened. The truth that the media is not representing. On Friday, March 21st, 2014, dog walkers from the gentrified Bernal Heights community seem to have profiled Alex peacefully. He was eating a burrito and enjoying the view, a world-class, beautiful vista. And I've been all around the world, and I know how beautiful that view is. It was a nice, sunny day. He was eating his burrito, and he was getting ready for his work as a security guard. Alex did not threaten anyone. He had a license to carry an electric taser. He seems to have been killed for eating a burrito in a gentrified neighborhood. If he had been white, eating a corned beef sandwich, the police officers may have probably walked up to him to shake his hand. Professionally trained police officers can tell the difference between a giant black and yellow taser and a pistol. Yet multiple officers approached Alejandro in a military tactical style and discharged from 14 to over 50 bullets into innocent Alex. The San Francisco Police Department is lying that he pointed a weapon at them. It is not just me who is saying this. The entire community knows Alejandro and his beautiful soul. The police department has twisted the truth, slandered Alex, and allowed the general media to have an inaccurate representation of who that beautiful man really was. Here are questions we want answers to. We demand answers. And I ask you, the international public, to ask these questions that are extremely logical and that deserve a response. Right now, there has been no response that has been given. Since the 911 dispatch calls did not regard Alex as threatening, and that is a fact right now. That is a fact. None of the 911 dispatch calls are threatened by Alex in any way. Alex is not doing anything threatening to anyone. These people just called the police on him. Why was there a need to approach in a military tactical style? Who are the witnesses from 75 feet away? And that is what they are saying. The police are saying that they were 75 feet away. Why? What kind of warning did the multiple weapon-drawn officers provide to Alex? What warning did they give before that 75 feet? From what some witnesses have said, the police cars approached without the sirens even blaring. So how would anyone know that there is any type of threat at all involved? Was a loudspeaker used to confront Alex? Was there a negotiator or mediator present? Did police take into consideration the safety of shooting a volley into a public place? Why did it require a volley of a dozen or more rounds from multiple officers to subdue Alex? Couldn't someone, especially the supervisor who should have been in charge here, shouldn't someone have yelled, "Cease fire! Cease fire!" How many police officers were present? If a loudspeaker was not used, how did the officers expect a person who has never been arrested in his entire life? Alex has never even been arrested in his entire life. How did they expect him to know what to do in that situation? Since the officers knew, and it's crazy for me to understand. I just don't understand how they would have thought deadly force needed to be involved when there were no threatening calls from 911. But let's take into consideration that they knew deadly force was going to be involved. Did they bring a police supervisor? If so, who is that supervisor and why did he allow this to happen in such an unprofessional manner? Very important question. Why can't the police tell us the exact number of rounds that were used in this murder? Can't they simply check how many bullets are missing from their magazines and make a simple count? Note here, I was in the United States Marine Corps. I understand how to do a round check. You simply empty out your magazine and you count how many rounds are left in your magazine. Let's say, for example, I have 9 rounds left. Then that means, let's say, for example, if I have a pistol, then I must have discharged 6 rounds then. How many did you discharge, other officer? Why can't they give us a simple round count? Were rifles used? Because witnesses report that the officers immediately went for their rifles as well. What are the names and ethnicities of the police officers? What are their disciplinary records? How long have those officers been on the police force? Why did it take so long for officers to reveal that it was a taser that Alex had and not a gun? They allowed 4 days for the media to say that Alex was using a gun. And reports have it immediately after the event. Alex, from the police themselves, Alex used a gun, which is a total blatant lie. Why did the police officers not immediately notify the parents? They waited an entire day to notify them after the incident. Why did the police try to search Alex's house without a warrant and only then tell the parents that Alex had been murdered? By this time, they would have known that Alex was a completely innocent man with a totally clean record. He had actually volunteered for the police department in the past, and most recently, he had volunteered as an assistant for the probation department at the Youth Guidance Center Juvenile Hall in San Francisco. Why does the police chief even mention that Alex may have had some type of mental illness so he could not purchase a real gun? That is completely irrelevant to this case. The chief seems to be implying here, and note, please understand this. He is attempting to imply that Alejandro must have been trying to purchase a real handgun, therefore he could not have, the only alternative he had was to get a taser. That is a lie. Alejandro has never tried to purchase a handgun, so to try to say that he could not have a handgun is completely irrelevant to this case and is intended simply to taint Alex's character. I repeat here, there is no evidence whatsoever that on that day Alex was doing anything threatening with any type of mental illness. I ask you, international public, join for yourself, watch the videos, and note this. Could a scholarship student who is a full-time student and a full-time security guard and someone who has the foresight to go buy a burrito before work and hike up to a peaceful place and eat a burrito, is that person really mentally deranged? Or is that person perhaps more normal, more law-abiding than the police who murdered him? We demand that the police release the medical examiner report, all witness statements, complete police transparency. We demand any video of the event, and we want not just an outside agency to investigate this killing. We want the federal government immediately to investigate this killing. This is against Alejandro's constitutional rights. We demand justice. Note, please, if you have any information regarding this case, if you witnessed the killing, and if you witnessed Alejandro that day, if you witnessed the police and how they approached Bernal Heights, please call our attorney, Adante Pointer, with the law offices of John L. Burris, the same representatives who represented Oscar Grant. Please call them at 510-839-5200. Always amor. Always amor. Always amor.